Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor. The Daily Compliance News for July 27, 2023, the Judge Wants More Time edition. And we begin with that story from Reuters, as the judge in the Hunter Biden case says they cannot accept a plea deal in a surprise turn. The judge said that they wanted more an additional briefing on why she should accept a previously negotiated deal or put it in a format that she will accept. It's not clear what she wants, but she's going to get some more. Next up from EuroNews, Ukraine tackles corruption in a bid for EU membership and a more stable future. Ukraine is well known as one of the most corrupt countries in Europe, certainly before the Russian invasion. And Ukraine is going to have to tackle that corruption after the war ends and moving forward in the rebuild. So good to see steps being taken, and Ukraine needs to continue this fight against corruption going forward. Next up from the Financial Times, DWS, the German asset manager, has put aside nearly 21 million euros as it hopes to put together a settlement over its greenwashing scandal. The company said that, or it is braced to pay regulators, and this greenwashing scandal has dogged the company for more than 2 years. The company disclosed on Wednesday that it had made a provision of 21 million euros, the bulk of which is earmarked for U.S. authorities who have been probing the company that it overstated its share of assets it was investing in ESG-based companies. And our final story comes to us from the Wall Street Journal, as prosecutors want Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, jailed before the FTX trial. They're seeking revocation of his bail, ratcheting up the battle over his behavior as he awaits trial on fraud charges. The tipping point was SBF's attempt to discredit a former member of his inner circle who is expected to testify against him. SBF is also, or at least the government alleges, he will engage in witness intimidation if he is not jailed. His conduct has certainly not been exemplary while he's been on bail. It's a pretty drastic step. The judge has warned him several times about his conduct, so it's going to be interesting to see what the court might do in this instance and whether they'll actually revoke his bail. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.